What's up, guys? HockeyTikTockey is back again with an all new video. Today, I'm going to be taking a look back at the last 10 years worth of second overall picks. And the inspiration that came to me to make this video was simple. The team that I cheer for, the Calgary Flames, are 32nd in the NHL right now, bottom of the standings, with a chance to pick up some elite talent in the upcoming draft. Last week, I took a look at the first overalls of the last 10 years and how they affected the teams that they ended up going to. And today, we're going to take a look at the seconds. Alrighty, guys, so to kick things off of the list, we go all the way back to 2014 when the Buffalo Sabres fell to second pick overall in the entry draft and ended up taking Sam Reinhart, who eventually went on to play for the Florida Panthers and has now captured 2 Stanley Cups with the Panthers and basically is an instrumental force of scoring for the Panthers right now. And it's kind of an interesting note to see that the Buffalo Sabres fumbled this player because there's a little bit of history that goes on, as you guys will see, over the last 10 years or so when it comes to second overall picks, the Florida Panthers, the Buffalo Sabres, and Stanley Cup champions. So, Sam Reinhart is an elite talent. You know, he is getting a lot of praise for his play over the last few years, becoming a 50-goal threat. And I think what's kind of most surprising about Sam Reinhart is he didn't initially pop when he played for Buffalo. His first few seasons were nothing like his last few seasons playing for Florida. And he's even been getting a lot of recognition to potentially even play on Team Canada at the Olympics. Next, we have another Buffalo Sabres pick in Jack Eichel. So there we go. We've got a little bit of a theme going on now, guys. Buffalo has now selected 2 years in a row, 2014 and 2015, were both Buffalo Sabres picks. And the funny thing about it is neither one of these players still plays for the Sabres. And both of these players, Jack Eichel and Sam Reinhart, are now Stanley Cup champions. So Eichel obviously ended up moving on to the Vegas Golden Knights and was instrumental in their cup victory, their cup run, and has been a dominant force for Vegas the last few years, turning into a really elite first line center, the type of player that can be relied upon to elevate a team into the playoffs and really push for that victory. And one of the most interesting things about the player Jack Eichel is that in almost any other year, he would be the type of player that would have went first overall had it not been for the guy who went first overall in that entry draft, who was none other than Mr. Connor McDavid. In 2016, we have the Winnipeg Jets selecting second overall, and they picked a player who, as of today, has been mightily inconsistent, to say the least, because he has one of the hardest and most accurate shots in the NHL right now, but has never really been able to utilize it the way that I think a lot of people envisioned when he first was drafted up by Winnipeg. So the player in question that we are talking about right now is none other than Patrik Laine, who currently plays for the Montreal Canadiens. And again, as I said, he's been inconsistent there. He's shown flashes of brilliance, especially on the power play when he's been able to sort of set up right there in the classic Ovechkin office area and be able to slap home one-timers for a lot of easy goals. But the only knock on Patrik Laine is the fact that he seems to sometimes he doesn't have his whole heart in the game. Sometimes it's like he doesn't utilize all that talent that he seems to have, and sort of seems unmotivated for whatever reason. But either way, Laine is a really good player. Not quite an elite level, like game changer the way that Jack Eichel and Sam Reinhart turned out to be, but still a good player nonetheless. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Flyers selecting Nolan Patrick. So on the list now, we finally found a player that I think I would consider a bust, considering how high he went in the 2017 entry draft. Because when you talk about NHL players and elite players, you never really hear Nolan Patrick's name come up. Yeah, I think out of all the players that we've looked at over the last couple of weeks, Nolan Patrick has probably been the least or the most out of place compared to the rest of the stars on this list. Next up, we have Andrei Svechnikov, drafted by the Carolina Hurricanes, 2nd overall. So this was really a great pick for the Carolina Hurricanes. Svechnikov has been one of their top players for the better part of the last half of the decade here. And although he's not like a game breaker, somebody who is truly on that next level like Eichel or Reinhart might be, he's still a really solid player. And I'm sure almost any team would be happy to have a player like Andrei Svechnikov. He's very highly skilled. We've seen him do some crazy moves before, like the classic Michigan type play where he flips the puck up and goes around the net like that. We've seen that before. So Svechnikov, great pickup by the Carolina Hurricanes. Next year, we had the New York Rangers selecting Kaapo Kakko. So this one, again, not quite a game breaker, not a game changer, not an elite talent, just a player. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure the New York Rangers ended up trading away Kaapo Kakko in last year or so to Seattle while they've been doing their little retool rebuild. But either way, he hasn't really lived up to the expectation, so to speak, as a 2nd overall, but still a decent player. I wouldn't quite label him a bust yet. Maybe he has more to give one day. We haven't really seen him do much in terms of playoffs or anything like that yet, but maybe one day Kaapo Kakko can round out and become a difference maker for the Seattle Kraken. We have Quinton Byfield as a selection by the LA Kings. This pick I really like, actually, guys. In the first few years that Quinton entered the league, I think a lot of people had high expectations on this guy, and it took him a little bit of time. It took him like the last 2 to 3 years to kind of sort of find his game, but I think that he is truly rounding out to become one of LA's most important pieces, especially due to the fact that Anze Kopitar has already confirmed that this will be his last season in the NHL. And once he retires, there's going to be a gaping hole down the middle of the Los Angeles Kings roster that I believe will be filled by Quinton Byfield. 2021, Matty Beniers was selected 2nd overall by the Seattle Kraken. This guy is a really good player. I think a lot of people were surprised by how impactful he was to begin his career. You know, he kind of became Seattle's pretty much, I would venture to say that he's Seattle's top player, or at least top three most important players for the Seattle Kraken, and always has been since he joined the team there. And the only knock on him would be that he's basically like a really good second line player at second overall, where I think a lot of people would have hoped and wished that he could have been more like a first liner, like the way that some of these other real game changers have been. But who knows? I mean, Seattle's only been to the playoffs once since they've joined the league. And so we haven't really seen them make a full push to like the Stanley Cup finals, or even the Western Conference finals, or anything like that before. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, he's still a very young guy and probably has a lot of growing to do to see if he can get any better. So Matty Beniers, great player at second overall for the Seattle Kraken. Next up, we have Simon Nemec, selected second overall by the New Jersey Devils. So this guy, I actually, to be honest, I don't know too much about him. I when I hear the name Simon Nemec, it doesn't really ring a bell to me just off the top of my head. So I think it's way too early to judge this type of player, because I don't think he has enough experience yet to be properly evaluated in terms of his impact on the team or on the league. So I'm just going to leave it at that for Simon Nemec, and we'll see how he does in the next couple of years. Next up, we have Leo Carlsson, selected second overall by the Anaheim Ducks. Now it's getting really interesting, because Carlsson he's rounding into form, guys. He's becoming an impact, a difference maker, a player who shows that the Anaheim Ducks really need and value him more than a lot of the other players that have been selected second overall recently. So, and if you look at even the standings right now today, I believe the Anaheim Ducks are number one in the Pacific Division. For the first time in a long time, the Ducks look like they're marching back towards the playoffs. And a guy like Leo Carlsson, who was sheltered a little bit in his first season or two, is leading the way for the team. He's really coming into form. So if somebody like that is available second overall in next year's draft, I think that it could be huge for whatever team picks up second pick overall. Then in 2024, we had the Chicago Blackhawks selecting Artem Levshinov, a big, strong defenseman. So far, I don't think that Levshinov has made an impact for the Blackhawks, but we'll have to see again with this guy what he does in the future, because he could potentially be a big piece for the Blackhawks, who have been building over the last few years. The year before, they obviously selected first overall and took a forward. So now they seem to be switching their focus to defensemen. Finally, we had last year's second overall pick by the San Jose Sharks, which was Michael Misa. He is a center, and he looks like he could be a massive piece for the San Jose Sharks moving forward. Again, though it's kind of too small a sample size, we haven't really seen enough of this player to really be able to judge. But either way, if you look down at the list, guys, it's very obvious to me that if you are able to select either first or second overall, the chances of picking up a star go up drastically. It's actually very, very likely that you can pick up one of the top players in the league. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this list. And if you're a fan of this video, if this is the first time you're seeing it, I'm talking to you. Yeah, that's right, you, Mr. Viewer or Miss Viewer, whoever you may be. If you like the video, give me a sub, guys. Give the video a like, share it, and hopefully I'll catch you guys again down the line and see another video. Have a good day.